Good morning, my friends. There is some chaos abounding in the house this morning. I am in my Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, entirely inappropriate onesie, because it's not anywhere near Christmas right now. We're actually approaching Easter, and I was wearing my bunny suit yesterday, and somebody said, "Are you wearing your bunny suit because it's Easter?" And I said, "I'm wearing my bunny suit because it's cold." Anyway, you are in SoMATic, Matt. We were going to get started in a minute. Magical quick change. I had one of my friends who I actually have never met in person, but has taken a lot of my classes, was looking at the recordings of the videos, and he's like, "I just love to see what you're going to wear." And my dad would say to that, "Don't encourage her." But I was like, okay, great. I'm going to wear more fun clothes because also that's so much fun, right? I've been in my house for 2 years. What do I put on? I went to see this performance Saturday night, a theater performance at New Paltz, at SUNY New Paltz, which was so great. Let's breathe. And I got dressed up and I went out and was in the same space as other people. I was like, oh my God. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, open. Reach it out and up. Exhale. Inhale. Yeah, so this outfit is for Quentin. If he makes it this far, it'll be kind of amazing. Inhale, open, because I started the whole thing with the Rudolph suit. The Rudolph onesie. Inhale, lift, exhale. Let's shake out for a second. Shake and bounce. Like if you can jump up and down a little bit, jump up and down. So you're really getting the inner body to, when we jump with more, like where we actually have air time as opposed to just bouncing and shaking, we're giving the tissue more rebound time, right? Or more intensity. So we want to also just wake that up. This is going to get lymphatic going, getting our systems alive and online. Shake it out. There are so many, totally forgot what I was going to say because we just got another one in the room. So many different ways of, totally lost that one. Shaking. Is that you, Marie Christine? I just saw some feet. Shake it out. Good. And let's twist. Let's spiral. Spiraling, turning one way and then the other. Letting it go. Looking around behind you. I think I was going to say so many different ways to affect the tissue in our body. And like when we have more impact, like the fascia in our body, the lymphatic, everything has to do a little bit more. But we also want to work within what feels good. Let's open up into a big X and start with some contralateral cross body to the front. The spiraling was also contralateral. When we're twisting, we're working that cross body pattern. But this is just a more specific and obvious one. Here we're in the vertical plane and then crossing, vertical plane, crossing, getting big. So especially for people who maybe shrink a little bit, socially shrinking or in your relationship shrinking or wherever you might be shrinking, coming into the vertical plane and starting to make friends with taking up space in the vertical is going to maybe be beneficial. Maybe not, might ruin your whole life. Change direction tends to be that when we shift and change, when we start to grow, it's not easy, right? When is the growth? Oh, it felt so good to do that growing. No, it's usually like, oh gosh, this is kind of uncomfortable and rough. Good, we're gonna do one more here. It's a body half pattern, like a lizard. If we were on our stomachs moving around along the ground, this would be our lizard body movement. And then let's circle our pelvis, coming into the circle. So we're moving our tissue in all these different ways, right? The more three-dimensional the movement, the more novel the movement, the more differentiated movement, the healthier our tissue is going to be. Change direction. Breathing. Breathe down into your belly. Breathe down into your guts. So you want to think of your breath your breath is really actually just coming down into your diaphragm here. But as your diaphragm descends, we're going to move all the organs in here. And that's super healthy. Let's just shake our butts. As you're shaking your butt, I'm going to show you mine. Try to jiggle it. So you're taking tension out of your hamstrings, out of your glutes, and then bounce up and down. Let it go. You can make sound with this. Yeah, so all of this shaking movement is also to clear up the stuff that we're holding in our bodies, like the uncomfortable stuff, the stuff that is not serving you to stay holding onto. And I know when there's a lot of crappy stuff going on in the world, sometimes we feel like, oh, I shouldn't sparkle or be too bright because there's crappy stuff going on in the world. But I want to say that that's exactly when we need to sparkle and be brighter, because we got to shine our lights, whatever we have to offer for people, even for ourselves. We are people ourselves. Let's come down onto the block and sit on our butts. It's okay if you don't have a block. If you have a block, great. And opening your feet wide. I'm going to back up just a little. Feet wide, flex feet, internally rotate. It's like you're folding in, and then externally rotate, open it out. Hollow, curl, fold in. Inhale, open, blossom. Exhale, all the petals closing in the front of the flower. Inhale, open it up. And exhale, hollow and curl. Inhale, arch and open. Exhale, hollow. Inhale, arch, open. And then just come into here. We're just gonna hold onto your knees and move your feet. So your feet are pronating and supinating, sort of. They're also turning in and out, feeling into the tissue up the front of your shin as your foot is moving. Good, and then relax that, just let it go. We're gonna take it down the front and shift from side to side, rippling through your spine. Relax your shoulders, relax your head, relax your neck. Breathe. And then roll it up. And let's spiral here. You're going to flex one foot, the foot that you're spiraling towards. You're going to inhale, spiral up, and then exhale, soften down. Inhale into the spiral like you're spiraling up to the corner, and then exhale, soften and release. Inhale, spiral, open, exhale, release. Last one, inhale, open it up, and switch it around to the other side. Flexing, inhale, arch, and exhale, soften. Inhale, arch, spiral, and exhale, soften. Inhale, open it up, and exhale, soften. Inhale, open, and exhale. I'm just thinking of like one of the hardest things in ballet to do is to do like an allongé with your arm. You're in arabesque and you're looking up at the back, right? So that's that spiral into the back space, opening up this part of our body, which is something that generally we don't do very much. Like, how often are you finding that spiral to the back high corner? So just think about that. Drop that into your day today. Like, oh, what happens when I lift and spiral back, right? What do we see back there? We don't use that back space very much. All right. Let's come into, I'm trying to find the non-squeaky parts of my floor. Very unsuccessfully trying to find the non-squeaky parts of my floor. We're gonna go all the way down. So we're gonna take back of the hands towards each other. Roll all the way down. Inhale, stretch. Get long. Just stretch through one side and then the other. Again, we're stretching out through the fascia from your foot to your fingertips. Big long train of fascia. Our whole body is connected. The fascia is the organ of form. Reaching into it, stretching out, elongating, and then softening. And let's bend our knees. We'll get back to the abs in a second, but let's just spiral and release through the hips and lower back. Mashing out your glutes, relaxing. You can turn your head away from your legs if you want, or you can just stare at the ceiling. Getting that big spiral, that's going to affect the lymph nodes inside, in front of your spine, which there are a bunch of them. So spiraling is squeezing them around. And if we add the head, we're getting them up in our head and neck as well. And bringing it in. And let's go back to the stretching. Long, deep breath on the exhale. Bend your knees. Coming up, we're going to backstroke. Full swim through the space. Taking the arms back out the front. Roll it down. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Using your breath. Reach it out. Coming up. Backstroke. I feel like I'm wearing my superhero outfit with my sparkles on my arms, my shiny. I don't know how it reads in the video, but it looks very exciting in person. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. Big arm circle. Nice gradated rotation through your rotator cuff. Let's just do something. Come back up for a second. We're going to play with grab your arm and just do this. You're going to feel internal, external rotation. Feel that into the bone moving into that rotator cuff. That's your humerus into your rotator cuff. And we've got this connection because we are all connected. In Laban, we talk about our pinky scapula connection. Sorry, I should point to my collarbone. Pinky scapula connection. I like to go pinky scapula collarbone. Big system of movement capacity in those parts. Try it on the other side. Feel into your bone, feel into your tissue. So if I touch lightly, I can feel the surface. If I grab a little deeper, I feel the muscles. And if I can really feel into my bone too, if I kind of dig my fingers in there. Oh. And then go ahead and find that pinky scapula collarbone connection. Just move it around. So we're waking up this connection. Yeah, anytime we have the connection, if we have a connection of one point to another, great. But when we have a third thing, that connection makes it somewhat more interesting. All right, last thing we're going to do up here is hands on shoulders circling around. So in those arm circles, we want to think of like the humerus, your upper arm bone, having this nice, easy rotation in that rotator cuff. And also thinking of that is a ball and socket joint. It's not all the way in there. It's just on the surface, but lubricating up the inside of that joint. All right, we'll take it back down, stretch it all the way out, get very long, exhale, inhale, backstroke, swimming through the space. Just feeling maybe more connected to that relationship, that pinky scapula collarbone relationship. Inhale, open. Exhale. We could also think of our eyes connecting into that. So keeping your eyes kind of tracking where your arm is going. That's going to take us again up into that high back spiral right here. Boom, I'm in that back spiral looking up and then it circles down. Inhale, open. Exhale. And it's like these places in space can become our friends. We can, have these relationships like, have I been there? Have I been in that up back high on one side and then on the other today? Am I finding those places? And then let's take it down and relax and adjust the falling down tights. Let's do just a quick hamstring warm up, and then we're going to do a little bit more intense hamstring stuff. So let's go with arms over your head. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pressing your pelvis up. Inhale, bringing it down. Exhale, push. Inhale, lower. You can also think of hand, scapula, collarbone connection here. And I am right now turning my hands a quarter turn each time I do this so that the relationship of the tissue up into my rotator cuff is changing just slightly every time. So I can do hands palm towards the floor, palm towards each other, palms up, and then palms out, and feeling into that so that's waking up all that awareness in my shoulder girdle. Before we go further with the hamstrings, let's get a bigger spiral happening. So let's take the feet up off the floor, spiraling from side to side, rolling through your back. Use your arms to connect into the floor. Head can go away from your legs if you feel good. If your back is hurting, you can turn your head in the same direction. So that will give you less twisting in the spine. So if twisting hurts, don't do it. You can also just stare at the ceiling. I'm going to go with straight legs on this, which gives me a lot more work into my arms and back. Oh, I can see the sun coming out. It was supposed to rain today, but it hasn't yet. And it was also, oh my God, I know you guys are all in New York. So warm yesterday and last night. Like it was 59 degrees at like 11 o'clock last night. Shake it all out, let it go. Shake, 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 add some sound. Free up your rib cage and lungs. So sometimes we don't even know what we're holding in our body until we start to release it. So when I add the sound in my shaking and really let my arms free up, I can feel much more in my rib cage, lungs, and diaphragm. Let's take our hands behind our head, cross body movement, contralateral, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax it down for a second. Feel into your occipital joint where your head is connecting to your spine, and just soften and melt into the floor. Breathe, sigh. Let's add some free flow movement into your torso. It doesn't have to be big, but just imagining that you're lying at the edge of the ocean and gentle waves are just sloshing you and you're totally relaxed. So it's easy, easy movement, softening and melting, letting go. Inner body, deep inner gut body, and outer body, the surface, the fascia on the surface, the superficial fascia, the skin, those big bandy layers, just getting easier. Seeing if you can let go of some of the tension in your body. And then we're going to come back up and do the same thing again, going, let's go slower this time. So going 1, 2, taking your time. 3, reaching it up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, reaching long through the leg, 13, 14. So feeling the connection of the leg into your body, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and relax. Oh my God, that was so much more work. Free it up again, wiggle around, free up your whole spine, thinking of the spinal cord like a river, very free flowing. Shake out your arms if you want. Yeah, the more we can soften that main central channel. And so it's not like, oh, we soften the inside. It's like all the layers from the outside to the inside to the outside, like all the layers of your being could probably be just a little softer, a little bit more gentle, a little bit more, less rigid. That's what we're saying. All right, last time we're going fast on this one for 20. Going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Relax. Oh, again, send some ripples and waves through your torso. Let your fingers soften. Wiggle your hands around. Big breathing. Okay. Now I'm ready to go back to the exercise, the hamstring thing that I wanted to do. So what we're going to do, I saw some guy on, some guy that I follow, which I don't even know his name. I've been following him that long, which means like a week. I've seen his things maybe twice. This is a hamstring exercise. So you're going to lift your pelvis up and then you're going to walk your feet out and you're going to flex your feet. So being in this position with flexed feet is something almost never in my class do we do. Normally we have our whole foot down. So just try, and this is my version of getting to his exercise.
Try putting your feet down so your whole foot's connected and then lifting your heels, lifting your toes up. Feet down, feet up. Unflexed, flexed. Foot on the floor, flexed. Pelvis is up and flex. Kitty, is that a kitty? That's a dog. And flex. Down and up. And last one down. And we're going to take it down and just relax for a second. We'll get to his exercise in a minute. Let's circle the knees. Breathing into it, letting go. So yeah, we want our muscles and our fascia and our tissues and the fluidity in our body to have various different sort of state possibilities. Like there's the stretched, elongated state, there's neutral where very little is going on, and then there's engaged, which is, got more tension to it. We don't want to be driving the car with the brakes on. So we don't want our normal life to be in that tension place. All right, let's go back to this exercise. You're going to press up, walk your feet away, flex your feet. From there, you're just going to stretch one leg out and then slide it up. I'm going to scooch up so you can see it better. Stretching one leg out and then slide it up. Stretch it out, 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 trying to keep your pelvis high the whole time. So we're working the whole back and up, and I'm pointing as I stretch out and then flexing as I come up, pointing and flexing. If I keep my foot far away from my body, this gets more into the back of my body. I can actually feel this in my Achilles, weirdly. So last one. And come down and shake out your legs, let it go. Yeah, taking your hands to the back of your, we're doing this because of my Achilles feeling weird. Take your hands and you're going to cross hatch. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to come in close with my leg. I'm going to go like this, moving across my leg. So I'm trying to move my fingers across the back of my hamstrings, not my hamstrings, my calf, going up and down a few times. Yeah, I know 2 people that have torn their Achilles. So I'm like, you know what? That's one injury I would not want to deal with. So I want to give my Achilles some extra love. Yeah, so when I start to feel the muscles around it getting tight, then I got to go, okay, we need to release some of that stuff. Give it a shake, let it go. And let's come into a happy baby pose. We're going to do a little bit more releasing in there as well. So happy baby, you can wiggle around, roll in whatever way feels good. Babyfy your baby. Let it massage out your lower back. Break all happy baby rules. Good. And then let's go to this exercise. We're going to come back and do the cuff in a minute, but first let's do a little bit more legs. So this is kind of a mixture of like Pilates and gyrokinesis. You're going to have 3 stretches. 1, 2, they don't have to be your biggest. They can be something comfortable. 3. Then you're going to circle your legs away from each other. And then you got the other leg. 1, and you can have your head up or your head down, depending on what feels good, and circle out and away. We're going to go pointed feet, pointed feet, pointed feet, and then flex in the circle. Pointed, 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 flex. Point, 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 flex, point. I'm dropping my head because my neck's getting tired. Point, point, flex. Although I was like, I can drop it for a second and then bring it back up. Listen to your own body. Point and flex. Last set. Point, 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 and flex, and shake it out. Let it go. Open your feet so they're wider than your sticky mat. Internally rotate one leg at a time, letting that tissue of the thigh, the hamstring, the IT band, get some internal rotation. And I've told you guys this before, but I did a online IT band like live session with Gil Headley, and he was talking about how like the up and down part of the IT band, or the long part, that's sort of top layer of your IT band, the fibers are really like this, but underneath that there's some really jelly-like fascia. It's also very structural.
and the fibers go like this. So that gives us the capacity for that movement. And we want those layers to have differentiation. We don't want them gummed up. If the layers of our fascia are gumming up, dehydrated and dry, like a dry, crusty sponge, they're not going to have much movement. So we want that underneath layer to have some movement, right? That's like when we're doing this cross hatching through the back of the Achilles and the back of the calf, we're getting some more differentiated movement than just this kind of pumping of the foot. All right, now let's do the cuff exercise. So I'm going to take off my sock for this because it's better on bare skin. You can do it with socks on, but it won't be as much. So with my bare skin, I like to think of it like bare skin, like the animal. I have a bare skin. Grab your cuff, grab your ankle, make a cuff with your wrist, with your hands around your ankle, and you're going to circle your foot, and you're going to pull the tissue away from your foot. So you're mobilizing the fascia, and you're also just creating more space. You can keep recuffing and change direction if you want. Just pulling down. That stretchy feeling in there, if you feel that, like a kind of pulley feeling, that is your fascia. That is what's holding you together and creating your shape. Shake it out, let it go. Hit into your calf. So if you pulled anything up there, it's going to reintegrate. And then do a hit down the front of your shin. So right down your tibialis anterior. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, if we only took some care of our feet and legs as a culture. Other side, grabbing on and circling. Waking up the bones and muscles and fascia of the foot. And all the hydration in there, change direction. So there's the extracellular matrix, which is some of that fluid in there that's hydrating your fascia. That means it is not a cell, it's fluid. Change direction if you haven't. And then hit out your calf, reintegrate the fluids in there, and then down the front of the outside. It'll be the outside part of your tibialis anterior, outside of your shin. All right, and let that go. It's an anatomy lesson, a movement lesson, and all the stuff all together. Roll yourself around and let's come up onto all fours. I think these pants, these leggings have just about had the biscuit. They are, you know, that part where Lycra suddenly isn't Lycra anymore. it's some strands and there's little sprongs of elastic going all over the place. We're not quite there, but we're almost there. It happened to me once. I was at the gym at Equinox a long time ago at 63rd Street, and I was in the pool and I was wearing what I thought was a very unrevealing swimming costume. It was like little shorts and a sort of bra top, like pretty big, lots of coverage. And my friend was there and she's like, wow, you're really showing it all today. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, oh, look. And it had like almost disintegrated. I was like, holy crap. That's how much like chemical stuff was in the pool and in the cold plunge. Like, oh, it wasn't even like I had worn it that much. Like, wow, it is gone. I don't have a bathing suit anymore. Into the garbage. All right, open your hands wide, circles with your chest and lungs. Yeah, it's like we think we're doing ourselves this great benefit doing the hot and cold plunge, but then we find out just like the amount of chemicals that are in that water. And it's like, what is it doing to my skin? What is it doing? We take things in through our skin as well. Change direction. Yeah, I am a natural water swimmer more than a pool swimmer. A little bit worried about those chemicals. And one of my teachers who taught connective tissue therapy, John Chanik, was working a lot on people, and he would work on people who had just been to the pool, and he said he could feel that their tissue was harder, more tight. So just be aware of that. All right, taking one leg out behind you, we're going to circle in the back. It's right behind me. If you want to make this harder, you can take your opposite hand up off the floor, working this contralateral pattern. You know, it still might be worth it sometimes. It's probably, you know, to swim in a pool or get into the hot and cold plunge still might be worth it, even with the chemicals, but just be aware. Change direction in the back if you haven't. And then change to the other side. I just kept my foot pointed that whole time. You can point and flex if you want. reaching it out. Change direction in the back. The same thing happened to me at another equinox. Not quite the same thing, slightly different. I went, let's take it into a downward dog really quick and just walk through. It was the equinox at Wall Street. I went into the hot plunge or the hot tub wearing a green leotard and came out with a yellow one. Bring it down. Yeah, throwing some shade at the Knox right now because my God. And you know what? If I was like, it's a city club, like, yeah, they're going to put a million tons of chemicals in there to deal with everybody's excretions and God knows what's going on. All right, take it to the back, circles, pelvis to the floor, push it back. And change direction. And then come in. I really feel like my generation, and I'm 52, has not been taught to think about the chemicals that are in things, like the laundry detergents, the lotions you use, all that stuff, like whatever is touching your body, even the clothing like this, whatever's touching your body, there's an interchange. Your body's going to take on some of that stuff. So yeah, don't wear Lycra all day long. A little bit here and there, but make sure it's not like your main, like the clothing made out of plastic, you're taking in some of that plastic, even if you're breathing it in, but also our skin is permeable. All right, let's take it back to our downward dog really quick. Walk through your feet. This is more calf and Achilles stretching out, bending one knee, bending the other. And then lift your heels high, roll it forward. You can take this to a forearm plank if you want, but if you're happy in your regular plank, do it. We're going to take one leg up and down. Same leg is going to go up and down for it. Let's go 8. Going 1, 2, butt stays right in the middle. 3, 4, 5. You could do this from all fours. 6, 7, 8. Switch it to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and take it down. Let's interlace our hands. So you're going to squeeze your fingers together so your hands don't pull apart, but energetically your arms are trying to open up. Lengthen your spine, widen your collarbones, take your arms up over your head. So elbows are trying to pull out to the side. If I let my fingers go, my hands are really going to pop open. Circles over your head. Again, we're connecting that pinky, scapula, collarbone. We're letting the rib cage, lungs, and heart move. Deep breathing. Yeah, so let your ribs move, let your spine move. Change direction other way. Breathing. Good. And then let's take it into a side forearm plank. Pressing up. You can make this easier by putting your knee down if you need to. You can also take one foot on top of the other. I really prefer this because I feel like then I can get into a nice position in my body, one foot in front of the other. Pulsing up, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Square off your hips a little bit more. That's it. That was for Marie Christine. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Flip it over to the other side. You can just roll over to the other side. Press it up. Pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. We're going to open up into a straddle. If the straddle feels like a challenge for you, and I know all the people in my room are fine with the straddle, but the TV land, folks, if you need to elevate your pelvis, get up on a blanket, get up on a pillow. Let's go with flexed feet, elbows reaching out to the side. Let's just point your toes, curl, bring your elbows towards each other, and then flex, arch, open. Exhale, hollow and curl. Inhale, arch, open. Exhale, hollow and curl. Inhale, I see a paw coming under the door, hollow and curl. Inhale, arch and open. Then we're going to go to the side, elbow toward the floor, and then inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, open, chest, heart, and lungs. Exhale, inhale. Try to keep your butt connected to the floor. Oh, there he is. It's Gaylord. He has come all the way in. Hello. And then we're going to change it. We're going to go to the side, reach the arms out, bring them in, and come up. Sideways, lengthen the arms, bring them in, take it up. Side stretch, reach it out, bring it in. Up, side stretch, reach it out, bring it in. Up, sideways, reach, in. Up, sideways, reach, in, and come up. Take it forward, just hang out. Move from side to side. You can bring your legs in a little bit if you need to. Find a position that feels good. Breathing into it. And then push the floor away and come up. Bringing your legs together, bang them up and down, rotate in and out. Yeah, so the play that I saw on Saturday night was at New Paltz, SUNY New Paltz, and it was directed by my neighbors in the back, Tony Speciali and Jerry Marcini, who are both like actor theater people from the city. And they moved up here, and this play they put together in the city and performed it down there. And then so they had kids performing it up here at New Paltz. And it was called Unnatural Acts. And it was about the persecution of a set of boys, young men at Harvard in the 1920s for being gay. And they oh my God, it was very, very moving. Some of those kids are really good actors too, but it was really interesting to see. So all of this document had been locked and closed down. And then eventually all of the people who'd been the participants in it were dead. And this was opened up again. And they made this play about it. And it was like, a lot of it is from the actual testimony of these kids who, like, the Harvard put together a tribunal to persecute these kids for these unnatural acts. Wow. Anyway, they put the play together. It was so good. It was so nice to see theater and just to have someone else's perspective in my head for a little while. Anyway, opposite arm to leg, inhale, lift, and exhale down. There was even some dance in it. And apparently the kids had put together this dance section, and it was so good. I was impressed. Inhale, lift, exhale down. Inhale, lift. Use your breath. And then relax, curl your toes under, push up and down, soften inside your body. So think of that central channel from your spinal cord through the bones of your spine, thinking of the bones and the discs of your spine as being alive. Bones are alive in your body. They're not these dead, dry things. They're alive, they're hydrated, they're wet. They can change, right? It's not just a one way, we're only going to deteriorate. Depending on how we use and move our body, we can really build strength within our body and build resilience. Then let your knees drop from side to side. I feel like the image of bones often is like of a cadaver or a plastic skeleton, which is like, not alive. So thinking of the life force energy in your bones as being incredibly recuperative, like in our bone marrow, it produces some of the lymphocytes. So it's very integrated with our immune system. All right, taking the tops of the feet to the floor, arms out to the side, circles. Change direction. And then hands next to your chest, arch up and exhale, taking it down. Inhale, lift. And look and see how high you can go and how far you're going. And then on the next one, we're going to push back into a seated position. Just sit so that you're comfortable. And keeping your nose pointing straight forward, move your eyes from side to side. You can slowly pan, letting your eyes move as far as they can side to side without your head moving. And then we're going to go forward again and try this again. Inhaling up. And just seeing if you've got any improvement in your flexibility in your back. So look to where you could see before and see if it feels any different. Might be just a minimum tiny bit, and maybe there's none, but that eye stuff should shift your flexibility somehow. I think what it is like it goes to your primitive brain, and then it's like, oh, you're safe. Okay, we can let go a little bit more. I could be wrong about that, but this is all Andrew Huberman stuff. Like he was doing some kind of stretch across here and then do the looking around and then try it again. So I'm like, well, will it work with your spine? Let's try it in another way. All right, what time are we at? Lots of talking today. Let's come onto our hands and knees, right leg out to the side. Shift your upper body slightly over away from that leg. I know it looks like it's my left. Up and down with the leg, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side, shift it over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back into center. You're going to take your legs straight out behind you. You're going to lift it up and put it down. Lift it up, take it back. Up and forward, up, back, up, forward, up, back. Last one, up, forward, up. Switching it to the other side. Leg right out behind you, up to the side, up to the back, up, 2. We're doing 5, 3, 4. Last one. Oh, hello, butt. Take your butt back. Shift it from side to side. Let your head drop down. Breathe into it. Marie Christine, I am doing the dance party thing on Fridays. Maybe it's not a good time for you, but Friday at 4:15. And it tends to be very all ages. My mom comes, sometimes her friends come, sometimes Cassie's baby is there. Yeah, but just to let you know. And then coming onto your butt, let's spiral from side to side. Spiraling. People in TV land, if you want to come to the dance party or any of these classes, look at my website for my schedule. It is lauravward.com. I will have it underneath. Also, please like and subscribe. I'm just going to do my advertisement in the middle of everything. And I have set up a Patreon if you want to support this content. Please feel free to hook me up. All right, now let's go for a stretch for that. Hold on, there's something else I want to do. I know what it is. Okay, stretching, crossing your one leg over the other. Bottom leg is reaching out. You can flex your foot. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take it down. Breathe into it. Surrender and let go. And then come up, sole of your foot in towards your inner thigh. Inhale, lift. You can always put a block under your knee here too if you need one. Up and take it down. Breathe into it. Think of the inner body lengthening. As you breathe, you're creating space. As you exhale, you're melting into that space. And then coming up, open your arms out. You're going to go sideways and stretch up and over that front leg. So side stretch over the front leg. Breathe into it. So I can like go down deeper or I can spiral more. You can play with what feels good in your body or move back and forth. And then inhale up, hand behind you on the floor. We're going to take it up. Breathe, arch open. And circle it around, down to come in. Take that foot, cross it over, spiral. Look around behind you. Relax your tongue, relax your throat. Just quick counter stretch in the other direction. And then come in and shake it out. Give it a bang. Rotate in and out, loose and easy. Switch it to the other side. Ankle over your knee. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, lengthen down. Breathe into it. Melt. Inner body opening up. Make sure you drink a lot of water and stay hydrated. And then come up, foot inside your groin, inner thigh, press it up, take it down, breathe. Inner body opening, using the breath to create that deep pump inside that gives you more space. And then come up, open it out, turn towards the bent knee, stretch up and over your straight leg. Side stretch over that leg, breathe into it. Inhale, lift, take your hand behind you on the floor, arch it up and back, breathe, open it up. My Christmas cactus is blooming. Circle it down. I don't think you guys can see it. You just see the edge of it, but boom, there it is. Christmas cactus in bloom. And then coming with your knee crossing spiral. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Here we go. And spiral, counter stretch the other way. Good. And then bring it in, give it a bang, shake it out, rotate in and out, loose and easy through the whole back of the leg. And then slide your feet underneath you, take your butt up to the ceiling, shift from side to side, tail to head, freedom. We're going to end it with the dimensional cross of axis. So just do a little Laban scale. All of you guys in my room have done this before. Bring it into center, roll up. So we'll just go right into the whole scale. Starting with right hand reaching up, place high, and then taking it down, place low. Into center, crossing it over and opening it wide. Into center, taking it back behind you, and then forward. And we'll switch it to the other side. Reaching high, place high, taking it down, place low. Side across, hips facing front, side open. Taking it backwards, back middle to forward middle. And again, same thing, alternating sides. Place high, place low. Side across, side open. Taking it backwards, hips pointing front and forwards. Last time, high, low, side across, side open, taking it backwards and forwards. Good. And then inhale, lift and open, reach out and up. Just take a minute reaching up. Reach one side longer than the other. And then soften, shake, let it come down. Easy inner body. And again, inhale, lift and open. You can try tippy toes too. And then coming down, letting it go. And last one, inhale, open, reach it out and up. And exhale, let it go. Easy body. All right. Nice to see you all my people in the room. Hang out if you want to, or pop off if you need to. And everybody in TV land, thank you for showing up.